shut up. I'm here. I'm here today with our illustrious leader, Gary Kaler, and he's going to ask me some questions. Go ahead.
All right, well, this is John Chinini from Whammy World, and he just knows everything about parts. So what you got to do is get on Whammy World and dial up that part thing, and this is the guy right here. Now, we've had a relationship, for about 6-7 years, something like that. And so on this installation and conversions and all this, and conversion plates and all this stuff, I know you've been doing a lot of it. Where you at there with Whammy and been answering a lot of questions. And tell me, the PL1 plate that is basically for the 7300, the 2300, and of course the 4300 is a flat mounter. And so when would you generally use that plate?
Well, anytime you have a guitar that you want to get rid of either the bridge or the tremolo on, and our footprint of our bridge might be a little too small for the footprint or the holes that were used to mount that bridge.
You mean the original routings?
Yeah. Let's say we want to cover all that up, and ours is just a little too small for it. Well, you can use our plates to cover those ugly sins, if you will.
I see. So we're just going to cover that up the route.
Yeah. Or botch job. Let's say you screwed in the wrong place, and now I got a hole that's showing. Now I got a plate. I can cover it. It covers all the.
Well, another thing is that the Kaler mounting plates will mount with different type of screw holes or stud holes, and so you've got to have an area where you find wood or metal or something to put it in. And this PL1 plate pretty well takes care of any of the fulcrum tremolos that you want to replace with a flat mount cable.
The PL1 is the stacker. The PL4 is the non-recessed coverage plate, and the PL5 is the large coverage recess plate.
Okay, PL1's a stacker, and the
PL3 is a stacker for the fixed bridge.
Yep, that's it. So, and the PL4
is the non-recessed Floyd Rose or fulcrum coverage plate, and the PL5 is the extra large one that was on the red guitar.
Okay. Now, when we go to the stud mounts, like we showed, like the Gibson, the arch tops, anything with an arch top mounted on 2 studs. Now we have a plate for that.
PL8.
There's a PL8, and why do we got that plate? Because?
Well, mainly because, like I mentioned earlier, the posts on Gibsons are moved back and forth. And in the 80s, when we mounted those bridges on the Gibsons, they were always in a fixed location. We could depend on it. But today, they move them around. So we have a coverage plate, so if you have to move the studs back, you can cover that up. And now we're working on some other new things that will help alleviate this down the road.
Okay, so in essence, I mean, a lot of times we've talked about you may have to drumstick the holes that are in there.
Yeah.
And
drumsticking is simply just pulling out the inserts, putting a dowel in there, covering it off, filling the wood back in, and moving things back.
Gluing it in, and then drilling 2 completely new studs.
And we also have a lot of other cool things coming out, and that we're going to be secret about. But you guys keep watching for some really, really cool items coming out. This man's got it.
Yeah. Well, how about the tellies?
Well,
now what is the telly plate?
I personally I love Telecasters, and I know back in the 80s you made the Telecaster plate, and it went over pretty well. But it's sort of lost its luster over the last 30 years, so I'm bringing it back. Let me tell you something, that Telecaster plate is so easy to drop in, as you saw, and it's amazing that to use a tremolo on a Telecaster with that bright sound, it really screams. Oh, you'll love it, Just try it out.
So you can put the plate on, and then you've got...
Really, it's a no-brainer. The plate simply wraps around the pickup.
That's right.
And that's pretty much sets its location. You don't even have to measure anything out. You just drop it in and it's done.
Now, sometimes on the Telecasters, do you have to inset it a little bit if there's only...
I haven't seen that problem.
300 thousandths or so.
Not with a true fender. I haven't had that problem yet.
You haven't had that. I know some of the coppers and things you do have to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's such a flat.
Some people may disagree, but I'm a advocate of shimming the neck if you have to. Just shim it with something that has a good resonance value, and then you won't lose any sustain.
So you've shimmed quite a few necks.
I shimmed this one.
I see. Well, that's good.
Nothing. I want to say one thing. Nothing is ever perfect. You really have to kind of dial everything in to get that perfect sweetness. And that's as simple. We have a very well-designed bridge, has the most features of any bridge out there, and it just takes a little bit more finesse, but you'll be so much more satisfied. Trust me.
Well, as long as you can convert what you got, cover the routings, make sure that our bridge mounting plate actually contacts wood when
That's very important.
when you go to put the bridge on. It's either wood or metal, one or the other, and then it's stable and it'll work on any scale length. You know, whether it's anywhere from 24, I guess we could say, up to 30. Or
I actually saw a 23.5-inch scale. It was a PV. Actually, I used to have a
23
shirt
and a
that had
half?
23.5-inch scale, and it was like, it was a student's guitar.
Okay.
But you can
All
put
right.
a Kaler on it if you want to. Intonation does not matter. The length does not matter. You can put a
No.
Kaler on any guitar you want. It does
Isn't
not
there one
matter.
thing to really remember here is that from the 12th fret, just double the size to midway on the saddles at the Kaler intonation
Yeah.
point.
Pull
So you
them out.
want to go to the midway and pull those forks out a little bit, and when you do that measurement.
That's
I
right.
think that's
As you
really
know, that
important.
as the string gets fatter, the saddles go back a little farther. That's why they're never perfectly in a line. They're kind of crooked. And so if you don't pull them out a little bit, you can't pull them back because they're already back.
And we got to remember that saddle is going up at an arc.
Yeah.
So you
The
want
science
to
of
pull
the
them
saddle.
up far enough.
The science of the saddle. As you go up, it also goes back, so you got to slide that whole thing forward to compensate.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you.
Thank you,
I
Gary.
appreciate you for coming up and doing this thing. And
When are you going to come up with that 24-string tremolo you've been talking about?
yeah, well, the guy wanted a 14 string. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And we're working on it.
We're working on it.
Okay.
Thank you. You're on board.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our segment today on adapter plates. If you have any problems with a Kaler, you need some installation advice, you're stuck, give me a call, 760-494-5969, or just email me at support@KalerUSA.com. I am your man. I will take care of you like you are gold.